The telephone seems to be a popular device to high strangeness. I've heard reports of conversations with the dead to correspondences with life forms from another time, or even another dimension. Telemarketing tactics aside, there are quite a few reports of these creepy calls, which might suggest that something out there is attempting to use our telecommunication systems to make contact with us. And one of those examples is found in a peculiar case of Gary Sudbrink. In 1993, Gary was an Air Force captain assigned to medical pharmacy work in San Antonio, Texas. In February of that same year, he planned an unannounced surprise trip to visit friends and family in Long Island, New York. Even though he didn't tell anyone about his trip prior to departure, it seems that someone or something else already knew. At his parents' house in New York, Gary placed a call to his longtime friend Mike, but Mike relayed how he had already spoken with Gary by phone the day before, describing how Gary had just flown in through LaGuardia Airport, although Gary had actually come in through JFK, along with the impression that he was coming down with a cold, even though Gary was perfectly healthy at the time. As a result, Mike decided not to hang out with him, which left Gary quite confused. As the two of them conversed, another call came in through call waiting. With his parents still present in the room, Gary picked up the other line, and a deep mechanical voice greeted him with some bizarre dialogue. Instinctively, for whatever reason, Gary pressed record on the nearby answering machine in an attempt to document it. Here is the recording and transcript of the call he received that night. Call number 1, Monday, February 8th, 1993, at approximately 10:30 p.m. The duration 3 minutes and 46 seconds.
Yes. I'll tell you who it is.
Hello?
Yeah. Do you want to speak to him?
There's Gary Sudbrink there.
Yeah, who's this? Steven? Are you playing games with me or what? Huh? Steven, if you're playing games, I'm going to kick your ass.
So how long are you going to be back from Texas?
Huh?
You're being impersonated by the other voice.
Yeah, this is you, Steven, you idiot. You're pissing me off. Jerk. I'm going to get you on... Let's see what it says. Review. One new call out of area. Is Steven out of the area?
Are you going to be back from Texas?
Wait, say that again?
You're being impersonated by the other voice.
Wait, hold on. Is Steven out of the calling area or what?
Oh, I know.
What do you mean you don't know? He's in Queens.
Well, who are you talking to?
I don't know who the fuck.
Hello?
Hello?
There's Gary Sudbrink there.
Who is this? Sounds like a robot.
Hello?
How long are you going to be back from Texas?
What was that again, sir?
You're being impersonated by the other voice.
Oh, be quiet, huh? Sorry, would you see that again? Hello? I'm being impersonated by what voice?
Hello?
Yeah. Hello?
There's Gary Sudbrink there.
Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, what is your question? I'll answer it.
So how long are you going to be back from Texas?
How long?
You're being impersonated by the other voice.
Right. When am I coming back? Is that your question? Okay, there was a break. Hold on. You want to know when I'm coming back to Texas? Oh, is that your question?
So how long are you going to be back from Texas?
How long am I going to be back from Texas? That question doesn't make any sense.
By the other voice.
Okay. I'll be coming back eventually. I can't tell you when. You should know that question, the answer to the questions, because you seem to know more about me than I do. You know what I'm saying?
Are you an intergalactic person?
Are you a space alien?
Sounds like he hung up.
I can't believe this.
He hung up, Gary.
See if he comes back.
All right, I'll hang up.
Gary has two brothers. Stephen is 1 year older and Brian is 5 years younger. At the moment he received the first call, Gary thought it was Stephen playing a prank on him. Stephen was not known to be a prankster, yet there was a separate strange occurrence which happened to involve both Stephen and Gary a few years prior to the strange phone call. While en route to a wedding, also in Long Island, Stephen saw Gary drive up alongside him, make some weird faces to get his attention, and then just simply drive off. Even though Gary was in Long Island at the time, he didn't have a car to drive, let alone the make and model he was apparently spotted in, the same exact one that had been parked at Gary's residence in San Antonio. Let's return to the night of the strange phone calls in '93. A few minutes after the first one came in, the phone rang a second time, and Gary pressed the record button soon after he recognized the same eerie voice. Call number 2, Monday, February 8th, 1993, at 11:10 p.m. The duration, 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yes, speaking. Yes. Can I answer any questions for you?
Are you back from Texas?
Not back yet, no.
How long are you going to be back from Texas?
Let me answer. First, you tell me, where are you calling from?
This is Gary Sudbrink.
Yeah, why don't you tell me where you're calling from?
Who is this?
What do you mean, who is this? You should know who it is. It's me, Gary. Wait, let me ask you this question. Where are you calling from? Okay, I'll be back. Excuse me? I can't hear too well. Yeah, it is a full moon out. That's true. Could you identify yourself? Identify yourself. Why are you calling me? Excuse me? I cannot hear too well.
Get on the other phone, it's better.
Hold on, let me switch phones. Okay. Okay, hold on. Now, who are you?
Keep an eye in the sky, he said.
Keep an eye in the sky?
Yeah.
That's what Kenny I talked to him. She had a sighting.
Okay, hold on. Say that. Repeat that again. Please repeat. Okay.
Near Orion.
Holy mackerel. Tonight or this one when?
The full moon.
They told
Double.
Repeat.
Tell him I like this one.
Okay. Repeat last word. I'm hearing static.
Tell him I like to talk to him.
He hung up.
You hung up?
Hello?
As if those two calls weren't enough, the strange caller phoned back a third time that same night. Call number 3, Monday, February 8th, 1993 at 11:38 p.m. The duration, again 3 minutes and 33 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, it's taking time for him to talk. Who is this? Stephen, this is not funny, you know.
Brian, it's not Steven.
What do you mean, Brian?
I mean, Gary.
How do I know it's not Stephen?
It's not Steven. Hello? I had a UFO experience in West Virginia, which you probably know. And I know that you're into an intergalactic person. Can you speak a little louder? Sir? Can you speak a little louder? Louder?
Let me speak to him, Dad. I guess, I don't know what...
All right, I'll hang up so you can talk to me. He wants to talk to you.
Okay. Hello, can I help you?
Hello.
Yes.
Gary Sudbrink.
Yes, that's me. Yes, could you please identify yourself? Identify.
I'm back in Texas.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm in Texas right now. Oh, he asked me a question. No, I'm in New York right now. You know that. Why are you asking me such a question? Yes. Stephen, if this is you, I swear to God, I'm going to be pissed. Huh? I'm trying to listen to him. Excuse me? Okay. Eventually I'll be back from Texas. Could you speak more? Please speak more. I guess it's not Stephen. I believe it because I'm getting static.
People were not raised 3 times.
Let me go on this phone because I can never hear on this phone. Hold on. Okay. Okay, please speak. Hello?
Keep an eye on the sky.
Okay. Should I go out right now?
Right.
Right now?
The full moon.
Okay, see, I'm not sure where Orion is now, but we'll go outside.
Show double from you.
It would show double from me. Repeat that again?
So that was presumably the end of the mysterious phone calls, at least on the specific night. But the following evening, the mysterious caller returned. Although Gary's mother was not present for the fourth one, both Gary's father and his uncle Tom were. But between Gary's father and uncle, they both had a UFO sighting together, unlike Gary, who to my knowledge is not. Here is the audio of the fourth and final call, along with its accompanying transcript. Tuesday, February 9th, 1993, at 10:21 p.m. The duration of this phone call was slightly longer, at 3 minutes and 55 seconds.
Yes, this is me. Can I speak to you? Can I ask why you're... Yes, can I ask why you're calling? Can I please ask? Yes, this is. Yes, that is me. Say that again?
This planet.
Leave?
We come
I'm staying right here.
to be within this planet.
Is this a joke or what?
The many to be contacted as the same with you.
I have to think about that. I'd like to see you.
The many to be contacted as the same with you.
Hey, let me tell you something. I've been listening to you, and I've had contacts with you.
Government interference.
Government interference? You have? Please explain what type of interference.
Beware.
Okay.
Government interference. Visitations to be disrupted by them. Appears. Sun will rise from dark side of world. No.
The sun will rise from the dark side of the moon.
Okay, what branch of the government? What should I do?
Beware. Government interference. Visitations to be disrupted by them.
Okay. Is that good for me or bad? They hung up.
Yeah.
The argument could be made that this mysterious caller sounds just like, well, a recording. In other words, it could be that there was no intelligence behind the voice and that it was merely a recording played on a loop. However, when I listened carefully to some of the calls, there seem to be times when the patterns of the responses appear exactly the same, but at other times they differ slightly. Regarding the particular tone and style of the calls themselves, I counted 17 instances of the voice in the first call, 16 instances in the second, 15 in the third, and then back up to 17 again in the fourth and final call on the second night. It's almost as if the caller seems to lose energy as the calls progress throughout the first night, since the audible volume becomes noticeably quieter. I find it interesting how those who come face to face with apparent men in black, MIB-type entities, describe a similar characteristic in their speech patterns. The other thing worth noting is how mechanical the voice itself is. This also matches up with the reports of encounters with MIB too. People often report those entities as very mechanical or robotic, leading some to consider if they are intelligent entities at all, or just drones of some sort, perhaps under control by another unseen presence. The repeated phrases and rate distortion suggest that these calls were pre-recorded on a cassette tape and played at slower speed. One theory is that Sudbrink himself played these cryptic messages, then played them on another or second line. To investigate this claim, the following audio on call 1 has been manipulated to increase the playback speed to approximate the unaltered voice of the mystery caller. This audio has been spliced back into call 1. Sudbrink's responses can be heard alongside the callers for a side-by-side comparison.
Yes. I'll tell you who it is.
Hello?
Yeah. Do you want to speak to him?
Is Gary Sudbrink there?
Yeah, who's this? Steven? Are you playing games with me or what? Huh? Steven, if you're playing games, I'm going to kick your ass.
So how long are you going to be back from Texas?
Huh?
You are being impersonated by the other voice.
Yeah, this is you, Steven, you idiot. You're pissing me off. Is Steven out of the area?
When are you going to be back from Texas?
Wait, say that again?
You are being impersonated by the other voice.
Wait, hold on.
As you can see from the recordings, the voices sound dissimilar, but for further verification, the word Texas was isolated from the voice and Sudbrink, and this word was developed into a spectrograph, a visual representation of the spectrum of frequencies within the sound. Lastly, both of these readings were plugged in to a comparison tool to compute the normalized cross-correlation of both audio files. The end result was that these two words only shared a 30% similarity, so it proves that a hoax was probably highly unlikely at this point due to either of them being a match. In the first and third calls, Sudbrink asks if the voice is Steven. In the Sudbrink family, Steven the oldest, Gary the middle, and Brian the youngest. None of the Sudbrink brothers were known to be pranksters. It should be noted that Gary's father and Uncle Bill and Tom Sudbrink claim to have had similar encounters in the past. In fact, this is not their first recording of something unexplained. On May 28, 1989, the two brothers were returning from a vacation in West Virginia when they spotted an unidentified flying object which was encountered spontaneously throughout their drive, prompting them to pull to the side of the road and attempt to record the object. Bill Sudbrink filmed the sky, hoping that the object would appear a third time, and he was not disappointed. A bright light aberration appeared in the sky, and Sudbrink was able to film the object for 4 seconds before it vanished. MUFON investigator and optical physicist Dr. Bruce Maccabee reviewed the footage and published his findings in the May 1998 issue of the MUFON UFO Journal. He claimed that due to the poor resolution of the camera and the size of the aberration, he could not determine if it was a result of an artifact in the film or a genuine sighting. The mystery goes even deeper, with the brothers joining the Long Island Network, and they participated in the investigation of the 1992 South Haven Park UFO crash. In a press release from August 1998 outlined in the following events. On November 24, 1992, a man was driving east on Sunrise Highway and reported seeing a craft that he described as, quote, tubular in shape, with two large bright blue lights on each end with a bright white light in the center, whose structure was composed of a dull metallic gray texture. The object made a tight turn, crossed the highway, and crashed into the woods of South Haven Park on Long Island. On impact, a white beam apparently erupted that was bright enough to turn night into day. Tom and Bill Sudbrink were part of the investigative team who visited the site over the following weeks, and they obtained VHS footage from an anonymous source, and this footage was later enhanced by Preston Nichols, the progenitor of the Montauk Project conspiracy. Stephen Iveron, who was a vice president of the LIU FON at the time, claimed that he was being surveilled, that his house was being broken into, and his phone was being tapped. To even go deeper into this ever-unfolding enigma, he claimed that the computer-altered voices left menacing messages on his answering machine. Could these have come from the same caller who phoned Gary Sudbrink in 1993, just a year later? One last explanation is that these calls were truly from some inexplicable source, such as a man in black, popularized by John Keel in 1967 during his investigations of hundreds of UFO cases over the years. He stated that 50 of these UFO cases involved witnesses who were later visited by officials who discouraged them from speaking further and secured any evidence of the encounters. Could it be that these men in black are the government officials that the caller was referring to as the interpreters of contact who retaliated in so many witness cases in the past? Perhaps the Sudbrink caller was not the enemy of the people, but our own government's secrecy was behind preventing them from contact with average people who were thought to eventually be more open-minded than the powers that exist in the world today, leaders of countries and heads of state.